I'm building some sample data to use for testing, and I've got 3 columns that I'd like to fill in. The score column should have a number somewhere between 30 and 100, and in the region I'd like one of these 3 regions, and for gender, one of these 2 genders. So for the score column, I can use RANDBETWEEN function. So I'll type an equal sign, RANDBETWEEN, and then I have to give a bottom number and a top. So I'd estimate the lowest score that we'd expect to see would be about 30. So I'll type that and then a comma. And the highest score possible is 100, so I'll enter that, close the bracket, and press enter. So it gives us one random score here. I'll point to the fill handle and then double click, and that fills it right down to the end of the data, which is about 500 rows. Now for the region and gender, I would like to have text instead of a number. RANDBETWEEN will only work for numbers. So I'm going to use RANDBETWEEN, but I'm going to use it inside another function which is called choose. So I'll start by typing equals choose, and for choose we have to give it a number. So if the number is 2, it's going to pick the second of the values that we tell it to use. So here's where I'm going to use RANDBETWEEN. Now I've got 2 genders, so I want a random number between 1 and 2. So I'll type RANDBETWEEN, and the bottom number is 1, then a comma, the top number is 2. And then I'll close the bracket to finish that, and then another comma. So that's going to give us a random number as the index number, and then we have to tell it which values are available. So the first value is male, and I'll type that inside double quotes, then a comma, and the second value inside double quotes will be female. And then close the bracket. So now it's going to choose either 1 or 2 from this list of available values. I'll press enter, and there's the first one. I'll again point to the fill handle, and that fills it right down, and we can see that it's male, male, female, so it's a random mix based on the RANDBETWEEN function. And I'm going to do the same thing for region. So again, I'll use choose. I'll use RANDBETWEEN to pick a number between 1 and 3, and then we have 3 regions. So I'll type equals choose, open the bracket, and then we're going to get our number between 1 and 3 by using RANDBETWEEN. Bottom number is 1, top is 3. Then our values, we could type them, or we can click on the cell to reference them. So the first one is east, and I'll press the F4 key to make that an absolute reference, so it'll stay K4 even when I copy it down. And then a comma. The next one is west, so that's K5, and again press F4 to make that an absolute reference, comma, central. Press F4, close the bracket, and press enter. So it's done our first region, and then I can double click to copy that down, and you can see that now we have random text in these 2 columns, random numbers over here. And the final step would be to turn those to values. So I will select these 2 columns, point to the border, press the right mouse button, just drag a little bit to the right and back, and then copy here as values only. And I'll do the same thing for the score, drag to the right and back, copy here as values, and now we have random text here and numbers to complete the sample data. For more Excel tips and tutorials, and to download the sample file for this video, please visit my Contextures website at www.contextures.com.